On DK Island, where all the monkeys and the apes reside, DK and his friends hear that there's a gold rush on Ingot Island, and so they journey there in search of gold. Wait, hold on, let me clarify. Gold in bananas, because they're monkeys and apes. However, an evil mining company led by small evil monkey Void and his two subordinates, Big Dumb Man and Skinny Smart Female, you know, the classics, use their ship to drive the entire island underground as they make their way to the planet core, where tons of gold is said to reside. The leader of the bunch spots a strange purple rock falling from the ship above, which is then discovered by the aforementioned Kong, who has spent the last hour smashing every rock in the area, so maybe not the best ape to be discovered by. However, this kind monkey instead comforts the strange rock by singing to it, and the two creatures form a symbiotic relationship, where Kong smash rock and rock sing to destroy non-rock material. The two then dive further underground and learn that Void Kong is turning the innocent underground creatures into possessed rocks, which thankfully Donkey Kong is very adept at smashing. They meet an ancient wise Kong who isn't made of rock, so they have to resort to their second option, which is to sing. As they start an impromptu jam sesh with the giant DJing monkey, causing Strange Rock to break out of her shell, revealing the small human Pauline, who is trapped inside. A surprise to the one person who doesn't watch trailers and bought the game using one of those fake, grimy, used game box arts. The former rock begins to sing, which empowers Donkey Kong, causing him to grow into an even stronger ape. And this new form is so great at smashing rocks that Pauline spends the rest of the game belting high notes as Kong terraforms the planet. Millennium of geology, destroyed by one angry monkey. Pauline is like, "This land is too beautiful. I need to return to the polluted streets of New Donk City." And the ancient Kong is like, "Go to the planet core and find the source of the gold rush. It looks like a biblical angel, but made exclusively out of bananas. And it can grant any wish. So you can wish to go back to the surface." Well, how deep is the planet core? You've got 1,400 cubic kilometers to go. But we're only 100 cubic kilometers from the surface. Stop making this more complicated than it needs to be. Our two friends run into Void Kong, who is like,
"Pauline, you must come with me to the planet core, for reasons I will not explain for at least another 20 hours of gameplay."
"No way, I'm going to the planet core."
Okay.
"On the back of my big furry friend."
Okay, fine. By the way, here's another giant rock to smash.
The two then delve through the many layers of this hollow earth, collecting ancient fossils, finally buying pants for DK with the ancient fossils, destroying rocks, riding minecarts and throwing explosives out the back, telling bedtime stories when Kong is trying to get some beauty sleep, destroying rocks, racing Rambees with Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong, and there's a giant hamburger. I don't know, a lot of stuff happens. Along their journey, they meet the ancient animalistic tribe leaders that can teach Pauline new songs to sing to DK to transform his body and allow him to accomplish feats that a simple ape could only ever dream of, and make you wonder what the designers were dreaming of when they designed it. All this singing helps Pauline get over her stage fright, bringing her one step closer to accomplishing her dream of becoming a musician, and maybe becoming a mayor just like as a fallback plan. After beating Void's two subordinates all throughout the layers of the planet, Void finally decides to kidnap the small one using a giant eel, and DK is thrown in prison. Finally. I mean, he has been destroying the homes of all these indigenous rock people and breaking their bodies with his giant fist, so it's been long overdue. Alongside the skinny smart female, because that's what you do when your employees fail. You throw them in prison. But our man DK breaks himself out of prison and heroically dives into the serpent's mouth in order to save his less hairy friend. And with a dynamic duo back together, they finally arrive at the entrance of the planet's core and defeat the annoying chinchilla-looking monkey for good. In an ironic twist, Void Kong uses his machine to turn DK into his sworn enemy, a rock. However, our protagonists still have their second option available, which is to sing, which releases the seal on Donkey Kong, setting him free, but in turn also fulfills Void's evil plan, to use Pauline's singing powers to release the seal, leading down to the Banana Angel, which it turns out was just the big fat belly of K. Rool. who belly flops down to the planet's core and reaches the Banana Angel, who grants his one wish, which is basically just to grow bigger so he could shoot even larger cannonballs than usual. Well, he is a crazy crocodile, I guess you shouldn't expect anything more than that. After the croc is knocked out, our protagonists can finally make their own wishes, which are to return to New Donk City and for more bananas, which combine into a banana elevator that takes them to the surface. However, K. Rool didn't agree to be in the game for only 15 minutes of screen time, so he catches up to the two and steals the banana wish thing, just as they all emerge from the underground in New Donk City. And K. Rool makes one more wish, to cook the entire city in melted gold so he can eat everything and everyone. Well, I guess he is like a crazy crocodile with like a big bloodshot eye, so I guess you shouldn't expect some evil genius plan. After Donkey punching K. Rool into the next game, the damage done to New Donk City is reversed, and Pauline wants DK to leave behind the beautiful jungles and stay in grimy New Donk City and help her achieve her dream of becoming a famous singer. Also, maybe become mayor, just as like a side hustle. But she could tell that the Kong is torn between helping his friend and eating more bananas, so she lets the big ape be free to chase his own dreams for the next 5 minutes. Until Pauline takes the first eel underground to ask DK to carry her through the underground all over again for musical inspiration. The end. At least until they release Donkey Kong Bananza Enhanced Edition for the Switch 3 in 3 years, which will include an extra post-game mission for a measly $100 asking you price. Thanks for watching. If you have a game or a series that you'd like to see me cover next, then leave it in the comments below, and I'll try to get to it when I can. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time.